Denver school leaders are returning to conversations about possibly closing schools due to declining enrollment. This time around, they'll have a different process for decision making and participation for school communities. 9 News reporter Jennifer Meckles has been following this process all year. They knew the problem wasn't going away, Jenny. They knew that they were eventually going to have to do something.
Right. So it really shouldn't come as a big surprise for a lot of these families. We have a new list of 15 schools that they are now talking about. I want to be very clear. None of these schools are recommended for closure today. At tonight's school board meeting, we learned, though, just how bad some of the numbers are at some of these schools. All 15, by the way, were part of previous closure discussions, 14 of them actually, and then plus one new one. Everybody has less than 250 students, and 3 are as bad as it gets, fewer than 120 students. And now that we are in school choice season, barely any kids have enrolled as new students for next year. Denver Discovery School, Math and Science Leadership Academy, and Fairview Elementary all have fewer than 10 kids signed up for their entry-level classes next year, like coming into 6th grade or coming into kindergarten, which is even less than projected.
Clearly, we cannot function with those numbers. So what we will do is engage immediately with those communities to come up with solutions, and solutions can be another unification effort, meaning that will be my recommendation, or it can be something more creative. No kindergarten, no 6th grade, and that would be a slower way of the school ultimately closing. And that has not been decided. I want to make sure that that's clear, but those are the schools that we will immediately engage in.
And that is the new part of the process. Last fall, the school board voted down the superintendent's recommended closures, claiming that his team did not engage with the community enough. So now, Superintendent Marrero says it's time to sit and brainstorm with these families at those 3 smallest schools first. And the board members seem pretty receptive tonight, much more so than they did in the fall.
We are at a crossroads with these 3 schools, and I think I'm in a much different position than I was a few months ago with these 3. I would love to have longer conversations on the others, but I don't see where we can turn around, and I think that there's a tough decision we have to make, and I think that we need to make it sooner instead of dragging on uncertainty for these 3 communities.
Closing schools is not a popular move for anybody. The district was really careful again to say that nobody's on a closure list today, but truthfully, there's not a good solution here. Other districts, Kyle, are going through the same process.
Sure. And I can imagine somebody in those 3 school communities saying, well, you know, you marked them for closure last year, so of course parents aren't going to choice in. But at the same time, the reality is the reality. I mean, 10 kids coming into a class in these schools.
Less.
That's,
like 6 or 7 signed up at this point. Yeah.
That's wild. All right, Jenny, thank you.